Well, you're right, Bill. The coronavirus has upended all of our lives. And if you take a step back and recognize that Senator McConnell, as Senate Majority Leader, has the highest levels of national security briefings of any member of Congress. And he knew about the dangers of coronavirus way back in January. And did he tell us? Did he come back to Kentucky and say, hey, we need to prepare? Did he get the nation prepared and get our president prepared for what was to be this crisis? You know, he didn't. The first time that he said the word coronavirus wasn't until the stock market crashed. And all along, he's playing these very partisan political games, even now when Kentucky and America needs more aid. That's not what you're going to get from me. I have a plan to get us through this coronavirus so that our schools are opened up safely, so that we get our economy back and stop playing these games. To this day, Senator McConnell still doesn't have a plan, a national testing and tracing plan, and he's not going to do what's right for our country.
It's time, Senator McConnell.
Well, Bill, I want to start by congratulating Colonel McGrath for her service in the military. It's been my privilege to nominate 131 Kentucky women to have the same opportunity she did. I also was involved in making it possible for women in the military to go into different jobs, like being able to fly in combat. With regard to the question you asked, what I did was shepherd through the Senate an almost $3 trillion coronavirus relief bill, which has provided $13 billion for Kentucky, over $1 billion for hospitals and healthcare providers. And I've tried to be a good example, too. When we went back in session in the Senate in May, I was the one who said we need to wear masks, practice social distancing. Dr. Fauci's made it clear the coronavirus is not going away, and we need to practice distancing and masks until we finally get a vaccine and can put this in the rearview mirror.
Time's up, Senator. And Lieutenant Colonel McGrath, you have a rebuttal.
Sure. Well, Senator McConnell, that legislation was passed back in March. And here we are, this coronavirus is still happening. The House put up legislation in May, and it's been sitting on his desk all summer long. He took a vacation, didn't see the urgency to do anything. Meanwhile, here in Kentucky, we have 1 million Kentuckians that are filed for unemployment sometime in the last 6 months. We have 300,000 Kentuckians that still don't have health care in the middle of coronavirus. And he's walking away from negotiations even now when President Trump even wants negotiations to happen before this election. It's irresponsible.
Senator McConnell.
Well, what she supported after the CARES Act was the so-called HEROES bill over in the House, $3 trillion, which included in it, by the way, tax cuts for rich people in New York and California, health care for illegal immigrants. And by the way, that bill that she supported that they passed in the House after the CARES Act provided more money for Puerto Rico than it did for Kentucky. In spite of her best efforts, she's a national Democrat. She is in line with Schumer and Pelosi and all the rest on all of these issues.